I got about a half hour testing in, and I'm putting on the upper superstructure right now, which is basically just a for displacement purposes, so you can put more payload on, and then also give you the adequate freeboard once you're in amphibian mode. Haven't tested in amphibious mode. Stuff is still kind of frozen around here, but I will this spring. Like a lot of the components on this, I try to make it as tape measureless, I guess you could call it, as possible. So all you got to do is just eyeball. It's nothing fancy, you know. Slot and tabbed in the back here, if you can see that. Really, the only thing you got to tape measure is the center of this, and then make sure that your distance from the edge of the wall to the edge of the chassis tub is the appropriate distance. Everything is slot and tabbed up here as well, so it's fixtureless. You don't have to dink around with anything, just eyeball it. Makes it pretty simple. But as far as a review from testing goes, chassis works awesome, tracks work great, no track throwing. I was on stumps and stuff trying to turn it, trying to get these tracks to pop off. I haven't been able to do so yet. Steering works awesome. It's all those little things that added up. The offset walking beam, dual calipers, long lever ratio. I mean, this thing's got featherlight steering. You can pull back with your finger and she'll pirouette within its axis. It's really nice. The only bad thing about this machine is the engine. Unfortunately, around 3/8 to full throttle, she likes to stutter and hesitate, especially under load. Once you get this thing into about 3rd, 4th gear, it just starts coughing and hissing and having a fit. So I think there's probably a clogged jet or something in the high-speed jet. That's what I think, at least. It was receiving an unfiltered fuel, so that's a mistake on my part. Not to mention it's been sitting probably with really bad gasoline for 2 years. You know, just poor storage practices on my end as well. So I'll try to crack open that Weber and see if there's any clogged orifices or jets or anything like that in there. Future consideration, probably would go with a fuel injected model, like I keep saying. Just a $500 Craigslist car, Honda Civic, you know, something that's got a rusted out frame, but the mechanics just work great. That way, with the front wheel drive car, with an automatic transmission, mind you, you could just lock up one rotor onto the actual tub, you know, beef a nice piece of structure up there just to take the torque, and then obviously your driving shaft would go twice as fast as it normally does, but you need that just because you're having 2 differentials from there to there. So it kind of cancels each other out there. But yeah, everything turned out good, and I'm just going to get this thing welded up because I'm kind of curious how much this thing's going to flex once I fully weld it up. If it does keep flexing, I can easily just add some rectangular tubes that kind of cantilever out. That would probably work really well. Keep this thing from flexing around. I'm welding this rear upper structure here, and I got quite the gap. It's around 1/4 of an inch, so I put a piece of quarter square stock in there as a filler. Just something I gotta be aware of here. But it's come together slowly but surely. I did get some distortion, which I didn't think I would get, but I did. Up here where I have an overlap seam. This one's kind of exaggerated here too. So you can definitely see how it kind of twisted in. I think what I'll do next time is I'll tack the edge here to keep it from torquing like that from the heat. So I got all the upper panels fully welded on, watertight. I do not have the top cover plate welded on yet, but the nose is welded on, fully welded. Same thing goes for all the way back there. So for the most part, it's taking shape pretty good. Just gotta get that engine in a good running state, and I should be set for further testing.